family crew. Now you saw a few days ago I did post up a vlog meeting up with the prince, and y'all know I was talking on the topic of my grandmother and my grandfather. Bro, the weirdest thing is I was editing that vlog and she don't come inside the yard at all, you know what I'm saying? She's just waiting for me there. I just wanted to let y'all know, is there any spiritual people on my channel? I don't care if you're religious or whatnot. I just want to know if there's anyone that's in touch with their spiritual side. Within like a whole year, if I talk about my grandmother, let's just say 12 times or once every month, out of those 2 times in a whole year, or let's just say 4, something weird starts to happen. Some signs start happening. Let me tell you. So it's been like 5 years that my grandma's passed away. I told Joe in that video, you know, 2 slightly things that's happened. Like I was saying to you, like when my mum was watching TV, she left the room. We was talking about my grandmother. I was on the other side of the phone. She went back into the room. TV was off and the socket was taken out the plug. Now I did tell y'all another one about me and a reaction, and you know what I'm saying, I saw a shine on my rosary beads and it's white and it's not shiny like this, so it's impossible for it to shine, and the smoke like orb appeared on my face, swelled, and then you know what I'm saying, I debunked it. You already know the situation, I already told you. And another thing I want to just mention, this is like another one. I don't know if I'm meant to be saying these things. If I do say them, will they stop? Will they continue? Will they, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause if it's positive signs and it is my grandmother, like I feel spiritually, I don't want to feel like I'm saying these things to y'all and it will just stop dramatically. Whatever happens, I want it to just happen naturally. Now, another thing that I just want to probably touch on, another situation. I won't tell you anymore. This will probably be the last one. It's like, it was in the summer a few years back. My clothes were hanging outside. Actually, it was my pop's clothes. On the line, I don't know if y'all can see it. My pops went out, came back to the yard, and his jeans were like folded and placed, obviously, on that little block over there. But obviously, it wasn't raining, it was dry. And it's like, how did that happen? If someone broke in, which is impossible to break into my yard, car, y'all know I got security all over the yard. I got my dogs, and I'm saying high walls and shit. It's impossible for anyone to come in. And I'm saying there's neighbors around. Anyone and everyone would alert or do anything to let us know. Weird. If someone was gonna come into the yard, why would they just pick up a specific jeans, fold it up, and leave it on top of a block? That would not make any sense, right? So check me out. This is like 11:30 going on to midnight, and then I hear something fall, and y'all know my room's just like literally right there. I'm thinking, that's strange. I just thought, wait, let me hear out, see if it was my dogs. And it wasn't, bro. I know what my dogs sound, or if they do anything silly, I know what it sounds like. What it basically sounded like last night, after talking about my grandmother and editing the vlog, midnight, so let's just say 7 hours after editing and uploading for y'all, it's like one of these are like, they've got seeds in them to plant agricultural stuff. Like, this was full. By the sound you can tell, sounded like this was full and this fell off. Now if this was to fall off from here, it would clearly smash, right? I'll give you a sound like to what it sounded like. So imagine you've got a baseball, right? Someone's thrown you a baseball ball, you've whacked it. So it's the sound of the whack going dong against the metal, and it's the sound of like as if you've dropped your baseball bat, but you don't hear the drop, you just hear the rolling. So it's like dum, and I'm like, sounded just like as if this would drop, car. There's nothing else in here that could drop and would roll. And I'm thinking, but how would this drop and roll? You clearly hear the glass go from that height to down here, bro. It's a height, you feel me? So I kind of like, I didn't call my pop's name, car. They say once someone's sleeping, you call someone out in a dream, it's a very bad thing to do. So I said, did you hear that? And he kind of like woke up and heard what I said. I think he was a bit grumpy, you know what I'm saying, for waking up from his sleep, and obviously he's not in good condition, so kind of grumpy. He was like, yeah, I heard it. I was like, what do you think that was? I said, it sounded like one of those. He's like, yeah, I'll check in the morning. I said, I'll check now. But then I couldn't be bothered. I only had like 2-3 hours each day of sleep, because I've been working like active, non-stop, like proper editing, uploading, vlogging, reactions, bro, all of that. So my pops came in here this morning, checked on the floor, looked behind the washing machine, looked behind the fridges and freezers. He checked behind it, even though there's impossible for anything to drop behind it because there's none of those on the shelf around here. So I woke up this morning, went for a little exercise. I was like, that don't make sense. I put it together and I was like, well, this is another topic again of me talking about my grandmother, and something else happens, but there's nothing around to be seen or anything like out of the ordinary, like out of position. So I'm thinking, well, what the hell could have that been? Just before I started picking up this camera to record for you, I'm like looking around. Bless you. My dog sneezing. I'm looking around, I can't find shit. Capping on that last vlog, meeting up with the prince, I did say that rosary bead that had the energy, you know what I'm saying, my spiritual connection and all that, and the sign that my grandmother gave me, I'm finna be putting that in her grave. Now some of y'all probably be wondering, Jay, why are you gonna put it under the soil? So only cause certain people here, they're really low lives, probably like really poor and ish, they probably go into, you know what I'm saying, cemeteries and look for things to steal. I know it's sad, but this is life. I guess you live in an island that's very small, an island that's very poor, no job, so people find anything to just grab and steal. So that's why I came up with that idea. I'm finna be doing just that with Northside, the Hawaiian type feel of the island, and I'm gonna be showing y'all that's if I find her grave, cause I wasn't in the island, I was away and I didn't have enough money to fly out for the funeral. Whoever did my grandmother's grave didn't put a headstone. My grandfather did, but my dad was in charge. He like proper took care of that. There was little, you know what I'm saying, cards with picture and the date that he, you know, was born and died and all that. It was my other uncle. He didn't really care, or he didn't want to really spend that much money. I know it's sad of a brother to do that, or sad of a son to do that, but hey man, what can I do? I know my parents definitely not go down and underground and not, you know what I'm saying, being invested money in proper when they've invested my whole life in me. And saying I think different. It's just how I grew up, man. You gotta look after your parents, man. You only got one parent, you know what I'm saying? You'll never have another one again. Friends and all that, you have many, man. Don't worry about that. So this is like again another sign. I don't know if she has a spiritual connection, my grandma, within us. If anyone's spiritual, please hit me down below. Like, what is the sign behind this? What is the meaning? I don't mind if she carries on giving me signs, but I just want to really know, is there something she's trying to show me, like that I probably, she wants me to serve, like in on earth, because she can't do it herself? Because there is certain people that do appear, like my pops had his godmother appear to him as if she was in person, but he could actually see through her, and she actually appeared and said to him, look, I need you to go to church and pay this so and so for me, and go to the stores and pay back the flour that I own. When I died, I ain't pay anything back. I still owe them back. My dad never went to the funeral, and he was shaking her. When my grandmother that passed away came back, she was like, why are you so shaken up? What's wrong with you? My pops was like, I basically saw godmother and she said this and this and this and that for you to do for her, because she couldn't do it because she ain't in living, you know what I'm saying? And she actually did that, and she never appeared again. My grandmother this time saying, look, I'm around, here's a sign here and there. Or is it a message within? Is it her telling me that she wants me to do something, or is she waiting for this that I've promised to actually be completed? If I cannot find my grandmother's grave, I'm gonna place it on my grandfather's. To me, that's a bit weird. Like, will that still be the same? I don't know. I'd rather put it on my grandmother's grave, but if worst comes to worst and I cannot find it, I'm having to finna put it on my granddad's grave. If not, I'ma just have to put it somewhere and just have a little prayer and say, this is for you, and I apologize, I couldn't find your grave card. Your son, obviously, one of your sons clearly didn't want to invest in, you know, you being buried, which is freaking sad. Ended up being a very low, costly, broke kind of burial. Stay in touch, y'all. I'm gonna be screwing, hopefully show you a few more views. We gonna get to it, you know what I'm saying? Doing the deed and the promise, which I feel I needs to do.